Saturday, April 10th, 2010. I actually finally today just got started in on the Mercedes here. I've had it about 3 weeks, but haven't had a chance to do any work with it yet. So, anyhow, originally I was going to do what I did on the gray car, which was do the mechanical stuff first, then take care of the body work. And what happened when I did that, and this was 2 years ago, I got the car running pretty nicely, and then I decided just to do a touch-up on the little bits of rust that I saw. And as I started peeling away at it, more and more rust showed, and eventually I ended up replacing large sections of the floor. So anyhow, anticipating much of the same with this car, I decided to do the body work first, because this car is actually a pretty good runner. I haven't actually driven it, so to say. I mean, not more than up onto the tow truck and then... But anyhow, today I decided to start on the body work, so I got the seat out. That was pretty easy, and the seat belt, some of the fasteners there were kind of caught in the way. This is actually kind of interesting, the seat belt here. It's not a modern style buckle as I'm used to seeing. It's got the sticker logo there, but the other part of the belt, the latch, which I can't find right this second, actually just hooks onto there, and it hooks together, and you pull out the tension. I mean, there's no retractor, no spring, nothing. So I'm gonna take a look and see if maybe I can, once I get the metal work done, retrofit a more modern seatbelt system here, just for safety's sake. I know some people. I was talking to somebody who said that these old style belts were cool, but I mean, I'm actually, once I'm done, I'm hoping to be able to drive this car, so I want safe. Anyhow, so I started taking up the floor, and now I'm trying to get through undercoating. Let's see if I can get some more light on this here. It's kind of hard to do with the flashlight and the camera here, but here's this is why when I bought the car, the accelerator pedal just was not hooked into anything. And this was kind of the same story as with my old car, where when I took up the carpeting briefly when looking at the car, and I could see a little bit of light poking through, but yeah, you want to fool yourself, and you're getting a great deal, and you just say that you tell yourself, oh, it's probably just that little bit there, and it doesn't go any further. But a little bit of light peeking through once you peel back undercoating and whatnot, looks like this. And don't be fooled by how the rest of this metal looks. Some of this actually may still be solid metal once I once I sand off the scale there, but I know there's still a little more up along here that I have to get out, and this this interior sound barrier here, this stuff is tenacious. It's stuck to the floor like nobody's business. So just getting that up around the bad sections to even find the some of the bad spots, that's proving difficult too. But it is what it is. Like I said, today is just my first day on this. I'm not expecting to get this done anytime soon. And now, actually seeing this here, just seeing what I'm doing today, figure maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 sessions here just to get everything up and get to all the rust and clean up the floor for new metal, and then probably the same or more to patch up to make this side of the floor solid. And I'll show you a couple of other things on the car before I'm done with this video. But a lot of people, when they hear my plans, they think I'm gonna do really crappy work for the sake of doing crappy work. But the fact is, a car like this really doesn't warrant a full factory quality restoration, because I mean, look at that there. I mean, to get that done professionally, to get that cut and new metal welded in and all polished off, so you don't know the floor was ever touched. I mean, you're going into thousands of dollars right there. And then you have all the little things like the steering wheel. The plastic is cracked all over. Cracks in the dash there. This oil gauge there, it's stuck at around 37, 38 psi. And let me show you some of the paint here. Some of the spots. I mean, that's indicative of spots all over the paint job. This was originally a maroon car. Let's see if I can get you show the original color there. Yeah, it's not too bad. But from what I can tell, it was. I'm not sure if the whole car was repainted, but at some point there was additional maroon paint, which I found along the back when I opened the trunk lid. So either the whole car was repainted the original color at one time, or there was some crash damage repaired and there was some overspray. But let's assume for the moment. So there's spots like this all over the paint. Looks like it was the car was repainted maroon, maybe, possibly the whole car even once, and then at some point it got this black Mako paint job. And here are the bad spots. I mean, I don't know when this paint job was done. I'm guessing sometime probably in the 80s to early 90s. I mean, it's just it's in really, really bad shape. This is not one of those paint jobs that's just fully that's just oxidized that I could polish out. I mean, the paint is it's done, it's damaged, it's dead. I mean, I can't just I mean, it would be very difficult for me to do this just the affected panels in this car because there's so many. And then this here, there's some filler there in the fender and also in the door. Who knows what kind of a dent is behind that, so I have to take care of that too. But I'm rambling on. The point is that you know, some people are going to be naturally criticizing some of the work I do here, but you know, even in mint condition, this car is not a valuable car. I mean, I didn't buy it because it was going to be valuable. I bought it because I just happen to love these vintage Mercedes, and this was cheap, and it's not. I mean, I do prefer the generation that came after this, the 123 body, but I just couldn't pass this up. I mean, it's just really cool. So, anyhow, my plans, as it were, is I'm going to cut out as best I can all the rotted metal, and then, you know, coat whatever surface rust is there with Eastwood rust encapsulator. I have some right over here I can show you. Just this stuff, I've used it before. It's great stuff. It actually does what it says it should. It stabilizes rust, prevents further corrosion for use when rust can't be removed, which is one of the reasons I use this stuff. Great rust primer for natural metal and other metallic finishes. So I've used a lot of this stuff. It works well, lasts long. Another product I use is Miracle Paint. It does kind of basically the same thing. I'm not sure what the real difference is between the two products. So, you know, slice that out, coat whatever's left with rust encapsulator. One of the reasons I don't want to weld, especially in this area, is that there may be flammable stuff just coated on the underside of the floor. You know, for you know, from having been driven 30 years. Oh, sorry, 40 years. And it's also right near the transmission. So, and the fuel lines. Yeah, the fuel lines also run right underneath there. And it's hard to get diesel to ignite, but when it ignites, you are not going to get that fire out. I mean, that's just dangerous stuff. So what I'll probably do is what I did on the gray car, is once I have the area ready, I will cut patches out of sheet metal and use pop rivets to patch up the floor. And I mean, a lot of people would criticize that, but it's safe, and believe it or not, it's strong. And the best argument I've ever heard for doing it that way is that well, airplanes are held together by rivets. They are strong. And also, what I did on the previous car was, once I had once I had the patches cut, I primed and painted them before I drilled and riveted to seal everything in as best I could. And once they were in, I seam sealed everything to make it nice and watertight. Primed and painted again, and undercoated the hell out of the bottom. This time I might undercoat from both sides, but not gonna. But I try to use the best undercoating I can find. I just like to use good stuff, just to seal it in for all time. This here is the hole which was under the driver's floor mat that I saw at the seller's house. That really tipped me off to the fact that this car had floor problems. Previous owner didn't know about it. I mean, so, you know, some people would say, well, the guy probably lied to you, but I don't know. I don't get the impression this guy took the car apart to this degree. I mean, it's been sitting for years and years. It's probably been working its way into the car slowly, and I think he had intended to restore it further down the line, but never got to it. So I really don't think he was aware of that, because when you pull up the floor and you see all this undercoating here, or sound deadening material, you think, wow, the floor looks pretty solid, but once you pick around the problem spots, these holes get bigger. So once the floor metal work is done, I'm gonna get the paint off the car as best I can. And I mean, here's a shot of the hood. You can see the paint is just, it's funny to even call this paint anymore. It's just dead. I mean, it's scaling up. There's rust settling into the metal underneath. There's nothing left to save. The passenger side, it's hard to see, but this is the good side of the car, and even it's not perfect.